Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Coffee and Art in the Morning. I'm Dee Dee, and we are going to try to finish up drawing Darcy today. Try to finish drawing her today, and then if I have time, I have another little project that I want to do. Bring all the pencils over here. I probably should put this under there so that I can have a little bit of a focus thing there. Back side. So hope everybody's doing well. I think I said hi to everybody before I hit record, so I won't go down the list again. If you're watching the recording, this is a live Ustream show and with live people. Oh, so anyway, congratulations, Mama Four. Okay, so I wanted to do finish drawing Darcy, and then I also have another little project if I have time today. I don't know. I can't. I don't know yet. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. If you have any questions, put them in caps so I know you're talking to me. Otherwise, the chat just scrolls on by with happy chatter. Okay, so we left off yesterday. Oh, I gotta get my iPad. Oh, hang on. I gotta get my reference. I left it in the other room. 1 second. Okay, yeah, I gotta have my photograph to draw. So here's our Darcy, and here's our Darcy. I want to stick that up under there. I might lose the focus again. I think I just did. All righty. All right, so we're going to try to finish up today, and we got her glasses and her eyes done, and now I want to finish up her nose, cheeks, and of course her hair. And so thanks everybody for following along. I will, when we do get done, I'll post my drawing um, on Twitter and whatever, Facebook and everything. All right. Oh, you'll be looking. Okay. All right, AJ. All right. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start on her lips here. And I did have a kind of a pinky color picked out yesterday. Where is, okay. It's sort of it's Dahlia purple, but I'm just going to use it just for a little bit of an under color. I don't know if I'm zoomed in far enough. I tried to zoom in closer a minute ago and I lost the focus. So I'm not sure. Do I need to try again, guys? To zoom in a little bit because it looks like it's kind of far away in the camera. Let's see. It looks good. Okay. I'll just have to hold it up every now and then so you can kind of see it a little closer. All right, so what I'm just going to do is get some of the darks with this dark purple, Dahlia purple, right along the lip line. And right there where her lipstick is. And just sort of get a little base color. Get a little base color of that purple. Her lip piercing there is like right below the lip line. Okay, does everybody's fine? Okay, thanks guys. All right, so I'm just going to add a little bit of this purple to go over with that flesh color because those two colors will blend nicely into a lip color. Now, if you don't have the exact colors of her lipstick, that's okay. Use what you have. And Darcy won't mind if you give her another color lipstick. Alrighty, so there we go. So you can see I just added a little bit there, ready to blend with the peach color, which I need to sharpen again. I need where's my brush here? I don't want to be swiping my hands over it. All right, so now I'm going to go back over that, this color, this one color, it wants to, yeah, it wants to break, I could tell. lightly. So I hope some of y'all will try this after drawing Amelia, or if not Darcy, one of your own photographs. You know, try to draw one of your own photographs in the same, with all these same techniques. And links are open if y'all want to post anything going on or anything like that. All right, so there we go. I got that layer on. Now I'm going to go back with the white right in here where the lip shine is. A little bit of light right there. And again right above. Sharpen that up right there. Okay, now in the corners, I want to get me a nice dark brown here. And again, when you're doing these darks like this, make sure that you have the flesh. Now, I haven't finished blending out there. I probably should before I do this, but because you don't want to drag this brown into the flesh color of her face. But I'm going to just try to be careful here. And it's just a back and forth between your shades. Her little dimple over there. So worried. No, Vaughn. You girls are cracking me up. All right, I need a little bit more purple on the top lip there. Blend in that brown a little bit more. Just take your time and I'll sharpen that. Just lightly take your time. Okay. So I hope that we'll get enough done today where y'all can finish up, you know, by looking at your reference and continuing on. All right, so now we're going to go back to blending in her skin some more. I did all around her eyes there. I'm going to put another coat of this light peach up here on her forehead. And again, I don't know what else I can say. If y'all have any questions, ask, but it's just the same thing, back and forth between your colors and getting it all smoothed and blended in. If you have any, you know, shadows you need to pick up or anything like that. I got a couple little, need to add just a couple little hairs right there in her eyebrow. Bye, Jeannie. I know you were expecting books, right, Jeannie? Just kidding, just kidding. All right. So I'm going to blend this in. I just want to get a little bit darker areas right in there to blend in. She's got a little bit of her dimple right over there. Along the chin right there. This is where you just start looking at the little things. her neck and her, whoops, don't want to do that. Okay. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, just holla. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of keep coloring along here and check and chat. Like I said, I do have another project that I wanted to try to do today if I have time, but I don't know yet. We'll see how long this one takes. I don't want to rush. I like taking my time on my portraits. Even though I do kind of rush on camera, I don't like to rush them. Do I know where you put your pen? No, Gary, I don't know where you put your pen. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see, where's the white? Good question, though. Yeah, it's a good question. I'm getting back some of those lighter areas. But because I put so many layers lightly, you know, not pushing down hard, just, you know, going over them gently, then the paper is still taking the color that I'm putting on it because of that. It's just a little bit lighter right there. Okay, a little bit more shadow under her nose here. I'll put that in and then blend it out. I know I'm just being quiet and just working here. But if y'all have any questions, just ask. I'm kind of at a loss as to tell you what else to do right here. It's the same thing that we've been doing. Okay. Put a little bit of highlight right there. Get that nostril just right there. And then the shadow comes right along the edge, right there. A little bit of highlight right on the top. There we go. So what's everybody else doing today or working on? Or any classes you're taking or anything else going on? Bueller. Alrighty, I'm going to stop on the nose for a minute. Still not happy with the nostril though. It's kind of needs a little darker right in there. It's the shadow underneath. I don't want to get the shadow underneath to look like it's part of her nose. So I'm going to have to work on that shadow a little bit right there. Bye, Cass. Hey, Jean, by the way. Okay, I'm going to look at it upside down. I'm going to look at her nostril upside down, so that'll help me. Let's see here. Because there's a bigger shadow here than I'm putting, but I don't want it to look like part of her nose. So let me do a little bit of sepia color to kind of, so it's not such a harsh shadow. That's better. Because it's a pretty harsh straight line right there where the shadow is. If I try to blend it in, it'll look like her nose rather than a shadow. Oh, okay. Y'all talking about Twitter or Facebook. Okay, and then a little bit more shadow right there. All right, now while I have it upside down, let me do a little bit of more shadow right there on her lip. It's a lot easier to see the shadows when it's upside down like that. Okay. Bye, Bridgeton. Thanks, guys, for stopping in. I know that I know that most y'all are not sitting here working on this. Okay, I lost my picture. Hang on. You're not sitting here working on this as we do it, but hopefully you'll get some ideas on how to, do your own, whether it be Darcy or another portrait. All right. Back to blending the cheeks. This is the kind of stuff that's probably boring to watch because it's just like blending. It's not anything dramatic like doing our glasses like we did yesterday, but it just has to be, you just got to take your time and do it, And it just takes a while to get it all blended in, I mean, here. I'm just going right over the white. If I lose too much of those bright whites, which I won't lose that much because I'm going so lightly over it. But if you do, you just go back over it with another coat of white. Cleaning off your, keep cleaning off the tip of your pencil though. And like you said, you can't see, but I'm constantly looking at my reference here of her. Okay, needs a little bit, whoops. She has a little bit of a smirk line there, like she's, and a little dimple there. Hey, Vicky. Still working on finishing up Darcy here. And then depending on if I have enough time, I have another little project I want to do. But this you just got to keep going over and over it and blending back and forth between the light flesh and the white, or even a little bit of darker, depending on the shadows there. Okay, let's get around the little. She's a tiny, tiny little shadow under her little piercing there, and a little bit dark on top. Okay, so there's a little bit of a shadow, a darker shadow on the top, and then a little bit longer shadow underneath. Okay, now I lost a little bit of the darkness in the color of her nose doing that. Oh, thank you, Vicky. I hope she likes it. It was nice of her to draw her. It was nice. Packer die too. We drew her. Hers wasn't really a class though. I just kind of drew Packer die. Okay, needs a little bit darker in here. Right here. Just back and forth blending. You don't have any questions? I know, like I said, I know you're not working on it right now, so it's hard to ask a question when you're not actually working on it, but a little highlighter in there. Okay, back to the blending. Wait, I need a little bit more darker right here. I want to try to work a little bit more on her hair because that'll be the, the other thing that will need a little more uh, detail talking about. Yeah, it is coming to life. I mean, we pretty much got her skin. I can go over it for, a few more, for a while more. But I think you got the idea here. I think you have the idea of just keep going, blending back and forth until you get it all blended in with the, your your dark, your medium peach, your light peach, and your white with, your sepia and dark brown for any little areas that you need to add more shadow to. But I think you got the idea as far as the blending, and I can just sit here and blend, and that's not really helping you if you're not working, but okay, so I think I'm going to stop now on the face and we're going to work on her hair. Is there any more questions on the face before I go on? You see where I just need to, can you see where there's a little bit of pencil rough? You see how I just need to keep working on blending that a little bit more here and there? I mean, I'm not sure it's showing up on camera, but you just got to keep, blending it in back and forth. I don't want to move too fast away from anything, any questions anybody might have, but I'm not sure that you're getting anything else out of it at this point. Yeah, blendy, blendy, blendy. Okay. I'm just looking at it. I mean, there's a couple places where it could be just a little touch darker in that corner and just a touch darker there at the a couple places in her lip, but she's pretty much done as far as the coloring portion, and the rest is just going to be blending. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go on to her hair. All right, so what I'm going to do is her hair has, I'm just going to make it easy on everybody. Let's see, let's still have some red left. Yeah, okay. I'm going to add just a little bit more red, and let's see, I think I'm trying to make it easy as possible without too many colors here. Let's see, what color would that be best for? I'm not sure if I want you to use a little bit of brown or a darker red or almost a purple. Okay, let me see here. I think we're just going to go with, what color should I tell y'all to use? because we can do so much of it in pencil and more of it in paint that to make it easier. I'm trying to decide which way to go, and because you could do it either way. Okay, I think we'll just go with mostly pencil. All right, so what I'm going to do is where we've added some of this dark color, let's go ahead and add some more of the darks with the dark brown. Okay, so any tips on coloring? No, not really, Carrie. I mean, you're going to see pencil lines. Well, this might help you right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put in some of the darker areas. Now, again, I'm not even following the exact hairstyle. I'm not following every single, I'm, getting the general idea here, but I'm not. Now, be real careful right along here on her face. You don't, there is a little bit more shadow there on her face. Be careful right along where the glasses are. The hair is going to kind of flick over that. Okay, so I'm not following every hair either. I want to just get the general idea, like her part is right there, okay? And I just find that if you get essence of hair, the essence of her hair, you don't have to get every single curl. I don't anyway. I just don't worry about getting every hair just perfect, okay? Now, if you want to work on that and do that, you can. But I'm just kind of using the side of my pencil here and getting some of, now we're going to go back over this. We're going to go over it with the red paint. So just kind of, be cool, be cool. All right, so right along here, I'm just going to put a little bit of a shading right along here, which you could do this with paint too if you want to try to match the hair color. I'm not going to worry about that so much. I'm going to just go ahead and put it in like a shadow areas, the darker areas with the side of my pencil. Okay, can you kind of see? And I'm just doing it a little bit at a time, looking at the picture. And I'm just going to kind of get in here with the side, because what we're going to do is we're going to water down some red paint to fix some of this, and then we're going to go back over that with the it's a hard color to define. It's not pink, it's not orange, I don't know, we'll see what color I want to pull for that, for the highlights. Okay. All right, so now I'm just going to kind of swirl around some of the curls. And again, half of it's even cut off. I can't see half of them, so I'm not going to really worry about it. I just want to get some kind of curls in there. We'll go back over with a few extra little highlights, but just to get some of the shadow in here. Okay, I'm going to just kind of, oops, did I push too hard? No, I just broke the end. Okay, so I'm just gonna, if you're looking at the picture, you'll see what I'm talking about here. Yep, I did break that. Hang on. It wasn't Chuchi. Yeah, I know her hair. It's because it's, it's not a real red. You know what I mean? It's not a real red. So, okay, so here again, there's kind of a shadow on that side of the curl coming in. I hope you can see some of this. There's a little bit darker area under there and around here. I'm just kind of looking at the picture and kind of pulling in some of the shadows. Okay, kind of like that. I don't want to overdo. It's essence of hair. We don't want it to be all about the hair, even though in Darcy's case it kind of is all about the hair. All right, so there we go. And we'll see if I can, what we'll do here. All right, so there's a little bit more. I don't want to, even though her red goes right up to the glasses there, I want to be careful not to, I don't want to lose the, I don't want to get up and mix up the hair into the glasses. I'd rather just not have it touch right there. But you do what you want right there, All right, I think that might be enough for now. Just going to get a few. I don't know how helpful this is. Like I said, I'm just showing you how I do. I'm not, I'm not a color pencil teacher. All right, there we go. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to water down the same red that we used, and with just a kind of a, I just use the same little scruffy brush here. It's damp. I mean, I've wet it down so it's not real stiff. I've got it wet, but I get all the excess water out of it. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull, well, let's go ahead and add just a little bit of water. Let's just add a tiny bit of water. Let's just water this down a little bit. Okay, almost like we'll start with a wash. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of go over the pencil. Now you're still going to see pencil in there. Let me see if I can hold this up. But you'll start to see it kind of blend in. Can you kind of see? It's not that I'm moving the pencil. It's more that I'm just kind of covering it up. Can y'all see what I'm talking about? The pencil is not moving because it's not water soluble. But because I'm just putting a light wash over it, it's kind of covering up the pencil lines. I hope that's clear. I'm holding it up to the camera. Okay, and then it's like putting a wash over it. So you're really just kind of, I'm going to kind of blend it over her ear a little bit there. I need a tiny bit more water, but just kind of go over all that dark that you just did. This is very little paint. It's just a little bit of a wash. Can see the color soften. Okay, that's what I wanted you to see. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of keep getting, and I can't exactly tell you how much to put. It's kind of just watered down, just put a little bit until you just kind of see it blend away. And I'm just kind of going over all the brown. Okay. I'm kind of following the curves of it just to kind of keep it with the feel of the hair. And again, she has a red shirt on behind it. I'm just kind of ignoring that. Just ignoring the shirt. I'm just kind of put a couple. All right, so I'm just going to get another wash on there of red. All right, so you see how that kind of softened it all in, but now you have some darks. Yeah, it can move a little, but it's not going to be like a water soluble, like a water soluble pencil. Okay, wait, one little area I didn't capture right here. Let me get right up there on that face right there. I mean, shadow right there. Okay, now what I'm going to do before, this is so important. So important. Do not start putting highlights or anything else on here while the paint is wet with color pencil. Don't do it. Okay. All right, now I'm just going to test something out real quick. I'm just going to add a little bit of white. It's really pink, but I'm going to just see if I can try to kind of blend that color. I'm not saying I'm going to be able to, but I'm going to take this, I'm going to take some of the red and just add a little bit of white to it and see if I can, because that color in her hair is really not pink. It's not red. It's not orange. I'm trying to like mentally figure out what color it is. So I'm just going to try a little pink, okay? I'm going to see how this is going to work. All right, so what I want to do is in the main areas of our highlights, we're going to go back in with some pencil too, but I'm going to just try to hit some of these, and you're going to have to kind of blend a little bit. Don't go crazy at first. That needs to be almost a little bit lighter. I just want to put, I'm not putting the hair in yet. I'm just getting like a little base coat of light. All right, can you kind of see what I'm talking about? You know what I mean, Vern? I'm just trying to hit some of the highlights with pink, but it's not really pink. It's, those highlights are not really pink. They're almost, I don't know how to describe that color. I really don't. But I'm just hitting, see how I'm going with the curves of the hair? And I can't even really tell you what color this is. It's just kind of, I guess it's just a little bit of white with the red. Okay, and I'm just kind of hitting it here and there with some of those highlights. Essence of hair. Then we're going to blend it in more with pencil. But I just want to kind of define where the hair is going. And this is going to be subjective to where you put your little curls. Your curls are not going to be in the exact same places as my curls. But you kind of see where it went with that? Yeah, they haven't made that color called sexy redhead yet, right? That's what Blade calls her, sexy redhead Darcy. And anyway, yeah, they haven't invented the color for that. So I'm kind of winging a pink because I'm really staring at it, trying to see exactly what that, it's not pink. It's not, it's almost got a tinge of purple to it. But anyway, okay, so I need just a little bit more, a little bit lighter right here. So I'm just going to add a few little things, and you can just kind of clean your brush off and then use the clean brush to kind of blend. Okay, just use a clean brush to kind of blend in some of those. All right, and I don't want to, I want a little bit more hair right there. We'll go back in with color pencil. All right, now that's all I'm going to do for now. I'm going to hit it with the heat gun before we, remember, do not go in with color pencil on wet paint. You'll just rip right into your paper. I'm telling you, do not do that. Heat gun. Well, Jean, you just got to make up that redhead color. We're going to go in with some white and darker, and it'll pop. And some a little bit more red and stuff. But it's not a true red, and it's got a little bit of tinge of purple into it. Let's make sure that's dry. Okay. Now I'm just staring at it. It's got kind of an orange, but it's purple. I don't know. Okay, so but all right. Now I'm going to take the red pencil, and right here she has like individual little hairs kind of coming across her forehead. These you can just kind of draw a few little wispy hairs coming right across her eye. But don't go over her glasses now. They're behind her glasses. Okay, so don't get them over the glasses. Now on this side over here, it's kind of just gets lost over there in the shadow. But I just wanted to add a few little wispy hairs coming across her face there. Okay, all right. Now this is where you're just going to have to just stare at your picture and kind of play. I'm just going to kind of start blending in some of the dark. I'm going over the dark. The dark is there now to go over. You won't lose it unless you know, I mean, you could possibly lose it, but, you know, you probably won't. So I'm just going to kind of start blending in some of those areas, going over the dark. And just, you know, here's where you're going to add a few of those individual hairs. Now we're going to go back over the lighter areas here. That's just kind of like our indicator where the highlights are going to be. But you just got to start kind of just blending it in. But the best tip right here, I guess I could tell you, is just go back over the brown that you did the wash over. Go back over it with the red pencil to kind of blend in. That way you won't have any of the brown pencil lines. And I'm just looking at the picture and following the contours, you know. And again, I'm not trying to get every single curl hair. If you want to take the time to do that, that's fine. I'm just not going to do that on the show here. I just want you to kind of blend in. Just pretend you're like, you know, going right over individual curls here. And I'm just kind of going over the brown. You could add a few little extra little hairs kind of coming out like that. You know, you could do a few little wispy ones. Now I'm going to put a line of white all around her head. So I'm not going to worry about getting hairs flicking out over there, right, because I'm going to outline her whole face. It just brings it out. Okay, so, but I'm going to go back over all the brown. And then we'll go back in there. And again, this, you can spend a lot of time on all this. And sometimes it depends on what I feel like. With, like when I did Annie's hair, I just kind of made it up as far as the color. She had some ombre color dye thingy going on that photo. In that photo, let me show you. Oh, where did I put it? So it's kind of just different colors of paint that I threw in there. It just depends on, I can't, it's not a hard, fast rule. It's just not a hard, fast rule. See, I did black, brown, sepia, white, and then just added, she does not have any white, actual white hair. But I just, I wanted that look. Packer dye, again, Packer dye's hair was a little easier because it had a purpler tint to it. Her hair had more of a purple, so I could use more of a purple look to it with her purple glasses and all. But Darcy's hair it's not orange, it's not red, it's almost has a touch of pink. So it's just going to depend on what you think it looks like. I don't know. I can't give you a hard, fast rule. Sorry. Okay, and it's going to be back and forth between, I'm going to use the dark brown and the red, and let's just try some white on here. We might have to go back in. All right, so now I'm going to find the very brightest highlights. I'm going to get in with now if it gets too white and you don't like that, just go back over the top of it lightly with red or a red wash. Let's go ahead and try that. Let's put on some white highlights. Now remember, the paint is dry. The paint is perfectly dry. And I really, the top of her hair there is kind of cut off, so I'm just going to kind of make that up. But we're going to put in the brightest highlights here. Okay. And then what we'll do is we can go back over it with another wash if we need to. So we'll test that out. Let's test those waters. So I'm just going to kind of put the brightest highlights in here with the pencil. And you don't have to do it this fast. I'm kind of just going with it here. Picking out the brightest highlights. Any questions? Y'all are going, oh no, no. All right. Going the way the curls look like they go. But I'm not really doing exactly her curls. I'm kind of doing my, your own. She gets the essence of a curly redhead. All right, there we go. All righty, I think I'll stop with that. Maybe a couple more up here. And then I'm going to let's test this out by putting a little bit of wash, pink wash. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of, just a touch of red in there and get me a nice pink wash. Okay. That's too red. I need more pink. Let's get a clean place over here. Okay. So I'm going to get a pink wash. Very watery, but it's not dripping off the brush. It's not dripping off the brush. Okay. Very little paint on there. I mean, I dabbed off the brush, and you see how little paint that is? See how little that is? I got some over here, put a dab here, cleaned my brush, dabbed the brush off so it's just damp, and now I'm just picking up that tiny bit. Picking up a tiny bit. What's Packer Dye saying? Something about her hair? Okay, so now what I'm doing is kind of going over those white areas to kind of get them not as white. Again, very, very, very little paint, especially at first. Okay, and so I'm thinking that might work. It's not going to be the exact color. I'm not happy with the exact color I'm using here, but it's just an odd color, Darcy. How do you find that color? Oh my goodness. And then if it gets, if you get too much of one or the other, then you can go back after it's dry. Go back after it's dry. So I'm just kind of barely with the pink going over the white. Okay, I hope y'all can kind of see that. It's kind of blending in the white. I'll have to do this a few times. A few times of blending over the top with the pink, going back in with some red, having a few little wisps coming out here and there. Has anyone else not received their pocket? No, you can't really see the arm of the glasses. It's actually that her hair kind of covers that up. You don't even really see it. So you can just kind of blend that in a little bit more if need be, like that. You don't see it. It's behind her glasses. Okay, so you can just get as dark as you want right there with the hair and the shadow right there. You don't see it. Again, it's just going to be back and forth until I'm happy with the hair. And same for you. All right, let me dry this and then we'll add a little bit more shadow. If I discover that exact color, maybe Darcy can tell us what it is. Yeah, it's more soft with the pink. Now I'm just going to go back and forth between, where's my dark brown, and go in here and start, going in with shadows where the part is, pulling in a little bit more darker because I've gone over it with the pink and the white. So it's just going to be a back and forth, guys. You see how that kind of blends that in? I'll break my pencilette again. No. Where the curves are like that, and right along the area there. A little bit darker right there. I don't know how helpful this is. I really don't. Especially since I can't tell you an exact color, So I'm just going to keep going in here with back and forth between the darks. And then I'll go back over these darks again with some more red. It's just layering and layering. It would be easier if I could tell you an exact color, like pick out a carnation pink to go over this red. And all that, but it's just her hair it's not a real true red. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know what you call it. It's not fire engine red, but it's got a touch of pink in it. Now I'm going to go back over that white again with more washes, but it's just going to be back and forth. Okay, so I did push that down too hard there. Getting in a hurry is what it is. Let me get back in those curls right there. So you can see there's shadows in those curls. Right in there. Right along the edge there. But you see how you just got to keep, it's not a rule. It's not something I can just say, oh, this is exactly it right here. because I don't have an exact color to give you. I'm just kind of going back and forth. Somebody ask a question because I'm not sure what the question is. You keep this up, need to start a collection, replace your prisms. Yeah, I'm constantly buying new individual colors, you know. And I have the ones you sent me too, Vaughn. Okay, it's coming along. I'm just, you know, I'm real hesitant with the pink, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go with the pink. It's going to be touch and go here with the pink, but we'll see. Because there's really not, her hair highlights are not white, but they're not, I don't know. We're going to go with the pink. I'm going to add pink. She's going to have pink in her hair. If y'all don't want to have pink in her hair, don't put pink. But I'm going to add it because it's not really pink and it's not orange. It's not purple. But I'm going to go with pink. I gotta pick something. So I'm going to pick pink. We're going to have her have pink highlights. So I'm just kind of going over the white. Can you kind of see how you just form the curls with the dark and the light and the Now, if you want to get real detailed with a few stray hairs, I'm going to go ahead and mix up or just get some pink out. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make up my own Darcy hair now, going back over some of these. Okay. All right, so it's getting there. It's getting there. You know, I can just keep, you know, fussying with essence of hair here and her curls. But what I'm going to do, is I'm going to get out some pink paint and add some wisps with pink. All right, and you could go back in with some more red. Where's my red? Go back in there over the brown that I just put on with some more red. Go back and forth just between the pink, the red, and the brown. And just keep looking at your picture and blending in those colors till you get it where you want it. But at some point you got to say, you know what, I'm going to just settle with that. I'm not going to stress over every hair. And it just depends on the colors that you're using too. But I'm happy with that. I'm going back over the browns is what I'm doing here. I'm going back over all those darks I just put with the red. Okay. Love throwing in paints and prompts me. All right, now what I want to do here, just to add a little flair, let me get all any pencil shavings off. What I'm going to do is get a pink. Now, I don't want electric pink. Let's see here. I want just pink. I'm going to add carousel pink. If y'all don't want to put pink in her hair, that's fine. If y'all want to just stick with just the red and the white and the browns. Where's my pokey tool? I got to get this open here. There it is. But I'm going to go ahead just to show you how you can add a little bit of flair. All right, so what I'm going to do is I got the pink here, and I'm going to get a liner brush. Now, you know, this is something you got to kind of practice with, and I always like to put a gob of it in my hand. That's almost too dark. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of white to that, lighten that up just a little. Okay, and a little bit of water, and so it's like ink. So it rolls on a liner brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a few little wisps of hair. I'm not going wild. Keep it wet. And just with the pink, because it's not really white, it's not really red, is I'm going to find a few places that I want to add a few flicks of, and you can go over some of the other curls because it'll give it more like it's, her hair is like flowy. And I'm trying not to hurry this part, but you really don't want to rush. You want to just kind of take your time and kind of, okay, so like for instance, see how that went over the top of that? And if you get too many, you can go back in there and, you know, soften it out. It's just hard for me to try to tell you a step-by-step on something like this because there is no step-by-step on something like this. Okay, same thing for up here. She's got a few little hairs that kind of cross over the part. I'll add a few of those. But this can, you know, make it, and if it gets harsh, just take your finger and kind of blend it out. If it gets like a thick line where you're starting, just kind of blend it out. I'm just picking up more of the pink and just kind of flicking in some of those hairs like that. But this takes practice, guys. Don't, you know, practice on another sheet of paper before you start, you know, taking a liner brush. To it. All right, I'm just going to add a little bit of extra highlight right there. Bang area. Right in there. It's still too pink for me. It's not, her hair's just got a weird tint of red that I can't duplicate. So we're going to go with pink. All right. Then right here, there's a little on the top of that main curl coming down. I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight coming right down that curl. See? There's a few little hairs coming this way. A couple coming across this way. I'll hold it up here in a minute. But like I said, it's not really pink, it's not really red, it's not purple, it's not, oh, I don't know what color that is. All right, now I do want to get a little bit of, I'm going to go ahead and pick up a little red and water that down because I want a few little hairs kind of crossing over into on her skin there, like that. But you know, this does take a little bit of practice, guys. You don't, you know, to get those wispies like that. All right, I'm going back to the pink here, just a little bit there. All right, I'm going to stop for a minute and look at it. All righty. Now I can see, let me dry this, but I can see where I want to go back in there with a few darker areas. Let me hit it with the heat gun real quick. There's a couple areas that are almost black. Where's my, all right, so for instance, right here, there's a real dark area there, right there in the part, just a couple little areas. there. And again, right here around the glasses, you know, I got to blend that ear in just a little bit more. Got to blend that ear on the side of her face there. All right, and then right back in behind here, it's a little darker. And I'm serious, guys. I'm really rushing this hair, and I don't want to, but I am kind of. But it's just not something I can tell you an exact thing to do. But there's a couple real dark areas right in here, here. I added a few extra hairs. And you can kind of blend those extra hairs in with your other colors. It's just a little bit of a dance back and forth. Back and forth. All right. I want a couple little, let me get red. Just want a little bit of a wisp coming there where her glasses are kind of ending. Okay. Well, I'm not loving the hair because I can't find that just that right color for the hair. I had to kind of settle for pink when it's really not pink. It is pink, but it's not pink. You know what I mean? Oh, but anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a, let me find a marker here. Let's see, I'll sign it over here. And then sometimes I like to do this, sometimes I don't. Let me clean up, let me sharpen my pen. Oh my gosh, my pencil sharpener came open. Hang on. We're going to pick this up. We're not scraping across. Let's pick this up. All right, here's my brush. My pencil sharpener came open. Don't shove it across with your hand. All right. Let's just use the brush. There we go. All right, so sometimes I'll add a white around her, you know, the piece, sometimes not. Sometimes it gives it a glow. Do you think you've got some metallic? No. You mean in a color of her hair? I don't know. No. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little glow around her with the white. Kind of highlighting a couple of highlights at the same time. I'll probably go back and tweak the hair a little more, guys. I'll have to think about what color I might want to add to it. I'm going to give her a glow. And I'm doing this way faster than you probably want to do yourself. I don't want to feel like I'm rushing, guys, but I sort of am. All right, so I think I'll add a few little wisps of white, little highlight there. And then carefully go around the edge of the glasses. Don't have to do this part. I'm just adding a little glow there. Okay. All right. It kind of looks like a plum color, but it's not, Jean. When you really, really stare at it, it's kind of got a purple in there, but it's like, I don't know. You know, I don't really want to put purple in it. Kind of hesitant to put purple. But yeah, I'm just staring at it. It's a weird color. Darcy, maybe she needs to tell us the color on the box. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean, I really don't know. But anyway, I think we're done. I think, I got a little bit more skin blending here. And I might, go in there and tweak the hair, because you can add the white. You can add the white and go back over that white with the color so it's not stark white, But I just haven't figured out what color that is yet. It's not orange. Oh my gosh, it's bugging me now. But it's, I could just leave a couple white highlights, whatever. I'm going to go back and I'll go back in there and get those few little areas. But anyway, guys, so there we go. It has deep burgundy and almost a metallic sheen to the highlights. Yeah, but what color metallic? It's not a metallic, like it's not silver, it's not copper, it's not gold, it's not a, we can't just like, mentally put down a color. We have to pick something. I know it does have a metallic sheen to it, but I don't know what color metallic. I'm not going to put silver in there. But anyway. Yeah, I don't have any metallic baby pink. Well, especially when it's not real red. It's not a real red color. It's a, and she knows it's, I mean, no, but she's not trying to tell us it's real red, but I don't know. It's kind of got an orange tint to it, but yeah. I'm sure somebody will, give me a hint or a help with that. If y'all have any idea what color that hair is. No, it's not bronze. Imagine you have to look at it and say that's just, it's not that either. Because I've stared at the color, and it's not any color that I can put my finger on. It's not really bronze. I can't show you the picture. Hey, Denise, I can't. The picture won't show up on the camera. I mean, you can see it, but you can't see it. You know what I mean? It's not showing up. You can't see it on camera as well. Like here's true red. That's more of a true red in her clothes, which we're not putting the clothes. But it's showing up here kind of even more pink than it is. And this is as close as I can get to it right now. And hi, Denise, by the way. Leave it to Darcy. Limey red. Oh my gosh, you girls. All right. Well, so I'm going to stop there. Again, I do need to, where's my light peach? I do need to add a little bit more, blend a little bit more in the skin. I don't know. I lost my pink color here somewhere. Let me move the heat gun. Losing space. There it goes. There it rolls. I want to blend a little bit more out. I can still see a little bit of pencil line where I need to keep working on her face. It doesn't show up on camera, but I can see it. I can see where there's a little bit of pencil lines that need to still continuously be blended. But you don't want to sit here and watch me blend for the next hour. You know what I mean, Vern? But kind of that's what it needs. It needs about another hour's worth of just sitting here and blending. That'll be so subtle it doesn't show on camera. Okay. Because all the parts that are really stark, I've blended out so that, that's blended out for you. Okay. And maybe I'll look at it later. I'll say, maybe it is a little bit of orange in there. I don't know. You want silver pink here. I don't have any silver pink, Vaughn. You want me to just mix some silver and some pink. Okay. We're going to do that for Vaughn. Let's just see. She might be right. We're going to mix. Let me get a clean thing here. Okay. We're going to get pink. We're going to get some pink, and let's just see what it looks like. I won't put it directly on here yet. We'll test it out. We're going to test, Vaughn. All right. Let me get silver. Oh, it's a wash there. Let me get a little silver here. I have some silver left. Oh, here we go. I think this is a wash, Vaughn. Well, a wash would probably be good, too. And I have a bronzy color. Let's try these two colors. All right. So now this has been watered down a little bit, so we'll go with a little bit of silver on one side. We're going to test this out. Then this is champagne. It's kind of a silver with just a little bit of a bronze. I don't even know if you can tell, but yeah, you can see the difference. All right, here we go. Hold the phone. I'm not putting nothing on anything. Oh, in your own hair. Okay. Well, let's play. I'm not putting it on here. Chill, people, chill. It's okay. We're just going to test it out. We're going to do a little test. We're going to get a piece of, here's our little test paper back here on the back. I'm just going to put down a little red. Okay, I'm just going to put that down there a little bit. And we'll see what happens here when we go over the red. We're going to mix a little pink. Well, let's go ahead and put a little bit of, let me dry that now because I want to put some brown on that. Hang on. We're going to play for a minute. No, I'm not going to throw it on her hair. Whoops, I'm not going to throw it on her hair, Vaughn. Chill, lady, chill. It's okay. Hi, girls. All right, so I'm going to put a little brown. Going to put another coat of red, kind of like what we got going on. Now, I'm going to mix some silver and pink, and let's just see what it turns into. Okay, it's kind of like a pink, it's kind of like a washed out gray. All right, so let's put it on some white paper. We'll see the difference. We're going to do a little color test. Hang on, hang on. Okay, so here is what it looks like with the silver and the pink. There may be a couple, 3 or 4 strands that look that way, but it's not really that color. Okay, but let's try it with this champagne color. Okay, so now we're going to go over here with the champagne. Well, wait, let's put that on there. All right, to me, it almost makes the hair look gray, but it could work. It's not that different from what we've already got on there. Okay, but let's try the pink and the champagne. Let's just see. I didn't think Darcy's hair color was going to be so problematic. Jean will faint if her hair was this color. Okay, so that brings a little bit of a yellow tinge to it. That champagne color. Let's go over it right here. Again, it doesn't make much difference on top of the red. It's obvious on the white paper, but up here it's not that much different. You know, there's the champagne color. Here's the silver color. It's not a lot of difference when you go over the red as far as putting it in her hair. Hey, wee hootie. But anyway, that was a nice little test there. Here's pink. Hang on, clean the brush. Here's the champagne color. Okay, let's blend them together here. Okay. Here's the silver and the pink. That almost makes a blue-gray, and then the champagne. So, see, add a tiny bit of red. Okay, let's see, where's my red? Add a tiny bit of red to the pink, All right, let's go with let's add some red and pink. Here's the red and the pink. Maybe can't really tell much difference there. Okay. Let me make another spot here. Okay. Let's mix some red and pink. Okay, there's the red and pink. Hey, Miko. Okay, and then keep cleaning the brush so I'm not over saturating one or the other. There's with the silver. And then the red and the pink here. A little bit more pink. With the champagne color. I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm thinking it has a little bit of orange in it, but it's not exactly that either. Okay, I'm going to leave it, guys. We're going to leave it like it is for now. Okay, so there we go. We're going to go with that for now. I might add something to it later. But you get the idea of how to form the curls with the shadow, whether this is black, brown, white, whatever color, gray. You know, I just start with the base coat of the red and then work the darks and the lights into it. In this case, it's just an odd color light. No. That's okay. That's okay. It'll do. It'll do. But yeah, it needs a little bit more, you know, shadows in the under the curls and stuff, but we get the idea, guys. It's just a little demo for people to try to practice. You can get your own grid, and hopefully nobody else has got this hair color, so it's not really a problem. I don't have metallic red or orange, no. Okay, so we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it alone. Exactly. All right. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. I wanted to do another little project since I have a little bit of time, if y'all want to hang around. But I'm going to stop this as far as the recording for the Darcy Part 4. So, you know, it is what it is, guys. Not everything is exact. Okay? You know, it is what it is. All right, so let me stop the recording, guys. Thanks for being here. I'm not leaving. I'm just going to start a new recording. And hope everybody liked and playing along, drawing Darcy. And I hope Darcy liked it. Okay, guys, hang on.